With Team USA beating France earlier today in the gold medal game, it got me to think how Jalen Brunson would have made an impact on this Olympic team. All that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel from Knicks Digest. First and foremost, I know it's been a minute, but your boy's been working. Your boy's been busy. USA beat France in the gold medal game, which was undoubtedly one of the best basketball games I've ever seen in my life. But I couldn't help myself and just wondered what the team would have looked like if Jalen Brunson was a part of the team. And what I really got to thinking about who benefited the most from this Olympic experience, who benefited the most from being on this team. Now, a few players that I have in mind, I got Anthony Davis definitely benefited from this. Anthony Davis benefited from this because I think he reminded all basketball fans how good of a player he is when he's fully healthy. Anthony Davis reminded us how much of a great defensive anchor he is, how much of a defensive stopper he is. Anthony Edwards, of course, benefited from this just with the experience and just all of his talent and the way he's going to be able to see Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, the way they prepare for the games mentally and physically. And right behind Anthony Edwards, I had Tyrese Halliburton. Now, when I started thinking about Tyrese Halliburton, I started to really pinpointing on him because he's the player that us Knicks fans, we're probably going to have to get through for the next foreseeable seasons. Milwaukee Bucks, obviously, with Giannis and Dame, they're going to be in the picture. Miami, you can never sleep on Miami. The Boston Celtics, the reigning NBA champions, we always got to take them into account. But I started to think Tyrese Halliburton, his role on this team. Would Jalen Brunson been a better fit for this team in the Tyrese Halliburton role? Tyrese Halliburton, this Olympic play, he barely saw the floor. Now, the thing that I see that's the difference between Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton, I think Jalen Brunson would not have been okay with that. I think Jalen Brunson, I'm 100% not saying that he's a selfish player. That I'll never say that because of the impact that he's had on the Knicks, on the organization, on the city, on everybody, on every Knicks fan. We've seen the impact that Jalen Brunson has had on the team. But being a competitor, I think Jalen Brunson, I'm not saying that there would have been articles and there would have been reports coming out of the USA camp saying that Jalen Brunson is unhappy with his role. I'm not saying that at all. If you watch Tyrese Halliburton throughout this whole Olympic run, you see how happy he is on the bench, how joyful he is on the bench for just being there. And I think after they actually won the gold medal, Tyrese Halliburton posted up a photo of himself with his medal, and the caption on Instagram said, like, when you get an A on the project and you didn't do anything. Tyrese Halliburton was 100% happy just to be a part of the ride. And I'm not sure if Jalen Brunson would have been a good fit with this team. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not sure Jalen Brunson last summer in the FIBA World Cup games, where I believe the USA came in fourth, Jalen Brunson was one of the leaders on the team, and he propelled that team to where they ultimately left off, which was fourth place, which is definitely a disappointment. But Jalen Brunson being in the Tyrese Halliburton role for this Olympics, being on the bench, just soaking up games, seeing how everybody prepares, that's something that I'm going to be keeping my eye on for this upcoming season. And specifically with Tyrese Halliburton, seeing that he's in the Eastern Conference and the Indiana Pacers, like I said earlier, they're going to be one of the teams that us Knicks fans, we're going to have to be worried about. Tyrese Halliburton was able to soak up all the game from LeBron, from Steph, from KD. And LeBron, Steph, and KD, they're going to go down as the three most important, the three most influential players of this past generation. And when it's all said and done, KD, Steph, and LeBron, they're going to go down as three of the top 15 players to ever pick up a basketball. And Tyrese Halliburton being around that just aura for the past, month and a half, just seeing how LeBron depicts the game, seeing how LeBron looks at the game, same thing with KD, same thing with Steph, seeing how Steph prepares for every game mentally and physically, that is something that I'm going to be keeping my eye on because after every Olympics in the 2008-2009 season, Carmelo Anthony, a former Knick, he actually led his Denver Nuggets team to the Western Conference Finals. And a big part of that leap that Melo took, I think he even said in some interviews, was that he was around all of these great players the summer prior, around the LeBrons, the D-Wades, the Kobes, rest in peace Kobe. And in the 2012-2013 season, after USA beat Spain in the Olympics in London, KD took that leap in his career that propelled him into being the top 3 best player in the world. And now for this upcoming season, I'm very interested to see who's going to be taking that leap. My money's on Anthony Edwards, but I'm also keeping an eye on Tyrese Halliburton. specifically because he's in the Eastern Conference, and the Knicks, we're going to be seeing him and the Indiana Pacers more times than not. Now, way before the Olympics even started, when they announced the team, I posted a video talking about how I believe every player that made an All NBA team this past season, first team, second team, third team, they were on the Olympic team. The first team, I believe, was Luka, SGA, Joker, Giannis, and Tatum. Tatum obviously was on an Olympic team, even though he didn't really play, and that's a story for another day. But the second team, we got Brunson, we got Devin Booker, we got Anthony Edwards. I might be getting the names mixed up. The names that I said are definitely on the All NBA team, but as far as like where they were on the All NBA team, first team or second team, I might be getting that mixed up. But basically, Jalen Brunson is the only American player that was not on this roster for this Olympic team that made an All NBA team for the season that just happened. And I'm really wondering how Jalen Brunson feels about this. Obviously, he's going to be happy for his country. He's going to be happy for his guys winning the gold medal. But Jalen Brunson has got to feel some sort of way as far as not being on this team. Now, the next Olympics is not until 2028, which are going to be held here at LA. And it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to be part of that team. Is Jalen Brunson still going to be at the peak of his career? Is he still going to be at the peak of his powers by the time 2028 come around? 2028, I think it's pretty safe to say that Tatum is going to be part of the team. Anthony Edwards is going to be part of the team. Anthony Edwards, I'll put all the money that I have. I'll put that bet that he'll be a part of the team. Tyrese Halliburton, he's probably going to be part of the team. And if you're asking me right now, point blank period, do I think he'll be part of the team? I think it depends. I think it depends on how the next few seasons of his career goes. Now with the trade that we have for Mikal Bridges, the re-signing of OG, it's going to really depend on how far he's going to be able to take this Knicks team. Is this Knicks team going to be a competitive team season in, season out until 2028? And when I say competitive, I mean Eastern Conference Finals or maybe even an NBA Finals, because you better believe that Grant Hill and the committee, they're already looking at players who they're going to be able to target for 2028. And they want to see players take certain steps forward in their career to see if they're going to be part of the USA team. USA, ever since we lost that 2004 Olympics, Jerry Colangelo took over, hiring Coach K as the head coach, and they completely just changed the culture of Team USA. It used to be just throw all-stars together and we'd automatically get the gold. But as the years went on, the countries around the world, they got better at the game of basketball. And when Jerry Colangelo took over as far as being the general manager, Jerry Colangelo really implemented a system where the players had to really devote their time in the summers, and they really had to commit. And since 2008, we've been able to win gold. So you can say it's been working. So Jalen Brunson already being a part of that FIBA World Cup team last summer where they came in fourth, he's definitely in the system. Grant Hill, he definitely has his eye on Jalen Brunson, but it's going to be very interesting to see where Jalen Brunson's career is in 2028. Or do the New York Knicks have an NBA Finals appearance? Do the New York Knicks maybe have an NBA championship under their belt? And if so, is Jalen Brunson the leader of the team? Is Jalen Brunson at the helm with an NBA championship or with consecutive NBA Finals appearances? It's going to be very interesting to see how Jalen Brunson's career pans out over the next 4 years. I tuned into every USA game, the pool play, the elimination games. I just want to say that as a basketball fan, as a hooper, the game against Serbia and earlier today, the game against France, it's one of the best basketball games I've seen in my lifetime, and I really wish Jalen Brunson was a part of it, but there's always next Olympics, so we'll see what happens. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. You guys know the drill. You guys always know the vibes. Jalen Brunson for MVP wherever he's at. The deuce is loose. Taj Gibson for president. Mikal Bridges for the 2024-2025 Defensive Player of the Year. And it's been a while since I've done this, and I feel like I've missed one, but I'll check you guys out in the next video.